Hi, everyone. Welcome to the third installment of Creating Community with Leadership Lessons Live. For those that aren't familiar with our work at Leadership Lessons Live, our mission is to create a premier platform to amplify diverse business leaders, their knowledge, and their skills. We want to create a community of people who are interested in enhancing their leadership skills, and we're going to do all this by creating high quality, meaningful online content. For the past few videos, I've explored this concept of creating community in the workplace. My underlying theory is that humans need each other to survive and succeed in the workplace, and community can be a way to help facilitate the necessary trust and cooperation for all of us to be able to succeed in our roles and in the organization. I've had the opportunity to talk to a few different people about what it takes to build a community, maintain it, and enhance it. And this afternoon, I'm excited to share some highlights of a conversation I had recently with my colleague, Shonte Davidson. Shonte and I have known each other for the past 2 years. We've been both in energy efficiency. She's currently an energy efficiency consultant with Eversource. She manages a budget of about $50 million that covers a variety of different energy efficiency programs. And she has a number of really important things to say regarding community, leadership, and diversity. So I'm excited to share what she has to say. And to kick us off, we first talked about what it takes to build community, and she shared a story around how she formed a community with her friends and family to help hold each other accountable in achieving their goals.
I've had the good fortune of having some really strong sisters. We have a sisterhood in my circle of friends, I guess. It actually all spawned from really being an identical twin, but I won't even go there. The point of it is, on a monthly basis, my girlfriends and I would get together. We basically have 4 categories of goals, and they span hobbies, professional development, financial freedom, and spirituality. And we assign goals to for ourselves at the beginning of each year. And we have a monthly cadence to where we are holding each other accountable for what goals we are hitting, and asking, is there any help that you need from me? Are you struggling with anything? And to also cheer each other on when we click that box. Everyone loves clicking that box. And we often, we do this for a few reasons, but one of the reasons that we do this is because, we don't see many women that look like us, as in Black or brown women, in some of the spaces that we share. And so it's really important for us to be able to hug one another. That was so dramatic. Don't put that in there. It's really important for us to be able to share a space with one another, even in the absence of one another. So one of the things that we do is we have these tokens or anchors, whatever you want to call them. Can you see my necklace, Jessie? It's a little unicorn horn.
Yes, I can. Yeah.
And so it really serves 2 purposes. It kind of reminds us that we're there with one another, even in the absence of one another's presence. Specifically, if we happen to be the only person that looks like us in the room. But also to let one another know that, I'm with you always, be comforted by this, and I'm here to support you.
Wow. That is really beautiful, Shonte.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. I love the way that she shares that story around how she created the community to help her both personally and professionally. And, as Shonte calls out, more work needs to be done regarding the diversity in our communities in our workplace.
I guess what really bothers me is that, there's a lot of conversation around diversity right now. We're at a tipping point. I think, a lot of people would agree with that. But it's so tough as a Black woman for people, especially my organization, so I'll say entities rather, to release all the diversity numbers. And respectfully, they're using women to basically pump those numbers up. And, when I walk through the office, when we do go into an office, and I see more women versus more Black or brown people, to be specifically honest, it's bothersome. So it's like, how do you not have that conversation? Why is it okay that only other, white people, specifically mostly white women, are able to check that box? That's not helping our constituents. Again, I mentioned the theme of stewardship. Our workforce should really be representative of the people that are paying into the fund. And it bothers me to my core that it doesn't.
Yeah. Shonte then shares a story of when she tried to address the lack of diversity, specifically the lack of diversity of Black and Brown people in her organization?
So I am pretty outgoing, and you know, I've noticed that in the 5 years that I've been in my organization, I've had to intentionally create community with people that look like me, because to me, community also means inclusivity, and I'm bold and I'm outspoken and I'm all in your face type of person. And so I took the liberty of having a conversation with a senior level executive to let them know that, hey, it's not always very comfortable to be in the spaces that I'm in. And we really need to do better to diversify specifically our department. And whew, she let me have it. What do I mean by that? She told me first off that she agreed, but she also gave me some candid feedback that, whenever you share space with a senior level person, you always want to make sure you're prepared. I was really looking in there to try to, I guess, kind of make an ally and, just talk very casually about what community meant to me, again, with the theme of inclusivity. And she was really looking for something more regimented, probably some bullet points, some examples of what I had experienced. And so um, I walked away from that experience a little bit defeated because I hadn't actually achieved what I thought my intended purpose was. Be that as it may, I do recognize that no matter who you're speaking with, but probably specifically with a senior level executive, you want to make sure that you're prepared. The silver lining, though, if I have to give one, like I said, is I've met new people. She put me on a couple of special projects where I was able to work with other, I guess, disenfranchised individuals and or people. And so it opened my eyes to other communities that exist and it's helped me to create great friendships with other individuals.
Yeah.
So
I asked Shonte a few weeks later to share a little bit more about how that interaction felt for her and how she processed it.
the only thing I think I would say is, be true to yourself. Just because somebody says something and it wounds you doesn't mean you should change. Take solace in knowing who you are and standing firm in who you are, and that will help you. It's so funny. Gosh, another story. I like to watch sermons on my way to work. I would listen to them. I wouldn't watch them, but clearly there's no commute time these days. But Pastor John Gray, he runs a church in Greensboro, South Carolina. It's called Relentless Church, whatever. He had a sermon about ravens and how ravens will basically pick off and kill anything that's living and thriving. But there was this one instance where, they brought food to Luke, who was at a lake. I can't remember what the heck the message was. But the message ended up being, even though ravens are supposed to hinder you and hurt you, in some instances they can help you. And I've always thought of this person as my raven. So I felt like in one way she could have hurt, in one way she did hurt me. Not that she could have, she definitely hurt me and I felt wounded, but she's been my raven and she's been providing me these tidbits of little breadcrumbs along the way. And actually, I can't give her too much credit. Well, I give her credit for giving me the opportunity, but I think I've been really multiplying those opportunities into greater and greater opportunities and manifesting them into something that's meaningful for me. So I thank her for being my raven.
Shonte and I wrapped up the conversation by talking about what community means to her and how that ties in to not only her values, but the work that she does in energy efficiency. So here's what she has to say.
A reminder of my values: community, relationship, faith, hard work, and honesty. And let's be honest, nothing that we're doing in my current role is representative of all the people that are paying into the fund. And so we have to take an honest introspection and see what we could do to make sure that everyone is participating and people can equitably profit. Our communities are why we're here, right? And so if we can make sure that we're fulfilling the needs of every community, we can develop better relationships with them. And relationships is really what's going to help us continue to be the great state that we like to tout that we are. That doesn't happen without hard work. And so it's going to take a lot of effort from people like me, people like you, Jesse, people that I work with that, may or may not know that they have some unconscious biases, but, we're all in this together. That's one of the quotes that people are living from COVID. So if that's really the case, then you should make sure that when you are approving monies to be spent for a new HVAC system in Boston, you're doing the same thing for the community in Roxbury. And then, you really just have to have faith that it's all going to come together. And I'm confident that we're turning the tide and that we're going to see a lot of that good work happen. And I'm looking forward to being a huge part of that.
I love that Shonte called me out because she's right. I got work to do, you got work to do, and we're all in this together to help create more powerful communities, more inclusive, more diverse communities, specifically including those who are Black and Brown. So just want to say thanks again, Shonte, for sharing all your different thoughts and perspectives on community, leadership, diversity. She actually talked to me twice. So thank you, Shonte, for talking to me twice. And as we continue to explore different concepts of community and leadership, would love to hear from you. So if you have any thoughts for us at Leadership Lessons Live, leave a comment below. Subscribe to our Leadership Lessons Live channel and check us out at 3 p.m. East Coast time. Wendy and I will be live. And so hope to see you then. And thanks so much for your time and have a great day. Bye.